Today, even if you're not a Discover customer, does include your FICA credit score. Discover.com/credit scoreboard. Limitations apply. Andy Reid was saying this yesterday, coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. He was saying it on Tom Brady. He goes, I look at the film, and like the age thing hasn't hit him. And so, there are things that happen, and we know everybody ages. Baseball had a steroid problem, so 37-year-old guys got way better. I don't suspect Tom Brady's doing that stuff. But people are looking at film and saying it's hard to see the decline. It is interesting to point out that with no deep threat and a tight end in Gronk, who will be a Hall of Famer that was a shell of himself, and with Julian Edelman missing September. Now, I just want you to think about this. No deep threat, no longer a dominating force at tight end. Their best running back's a rookie. The offensive line was remember, their draft pick got hurt. They had to go get a right tackle, put him at left, and Edelman missed September. Tom Brady, 29 touchdowns, 11 picks, 66% completion percentage, 4,300 yards. That had been Cam Newton's best year by a mile. Working with the least he's ever had. So just remember that. The other thing that's important to remember is I think a lot of people feel New England is old. Gronk is, and Tom Brady is. One will not be a Patriot next year. It's a very good tight end class in the NFL draft. Gronk won't be a Patriot. But you're forgetting that New England's core is mostly really young. Stephon Gilmore is 28. Trey Flowers is 25. Sony Michel is 23. James White's 26. Trent Brown, the left tackle, is 25. Steven Gostkowski's their kicker. He'll play forever. Shaq Mason's their best offensive lineman, 25. And Juwan Bentley, a rookie's 22, won the starting job last year as a rookie at linebacker and got hurt. And that's something interesting here. Two rookies popped for them in camp. Isaiah Wynn, a first-rounder, and Juwan Bentley, a fifth-rounder. They also had Duke Dawson and Braxton Berrios. They all got hurt. So they have four young players. Two, Juwan Bentley and Isaiah Wynn, they think are going to be stars. They didn't play this year. One starting roles, didn't play. They also have 12 draft picks. So they'll actually become one of the middle to younger teams in the league next year as Gronk's term expires. So don't forget this. Number one, Brady had very good numbers considering Edelman didn't play in September, Gronk's pretty much a shot fighter, and no deep threat. They still had very solid offensive numbers. They are 12 draft picks, and actually you could count it as 16 because 4 draft picks last year, they were planning to play major minutes. 2, in fact, looked like stars in camp, had 1 starting roles. So there is this idea. Don't forget, the NFL is a year-to-year proposition. The 3 teams, I'll guarantee you, that'll be good next year. Going to be good. Kansas City, New England, and the Colts. Everybody else, year-to-year proposition. Generally, I lean to the Steelers. But we thought Baltimore was that, and they eroded for about 3 years straight until this year with Lamar Jackson. Nobody takes the Texans seriously. They implode in the playoffs. We like the Chargers, but they just melted down. And they play in a tough division. We don't know what we're getting with Gruden. Sam Darnold and Adam Gase could be interesting, but it's a dysfunctional organization. So, what Andy Reid says is, I'm looking at tape, I don't see the decline. And what I think a lot of people misunderstand, New England has a chance to be very young next year outside of Brady. And he's not showing huge decline. It is a very good draft for the 2 things New England needs, tight end and a wide receiver. And it's a deep draft, not a ton of stars, but a deep draft with both. They've got 6 picks in the first 3 rounds, 12 overall. And I think a lot of people are forgetting. 4 draft picks last year got hurt, didn't play. 2 had earned starting roles, got hurt. So this is really, they're going to sustain this thing. Belichick's still the best coach in the league. It is still arguably the best home field advantage in the AFC. And Brady's Brady. Greg Cosell, top of the hour. It's interesting. James Harden went crazy last night. And I've said this for a long time, that there's a lot of things as you gain power in life, as you gain income, as you gain experience. There's a lot of things you can do in life that you shouldn't necessarily do in life. James Harden took 34 shots last night. Sixth time he's done it in January, 30-plus shots. They're 2-4 in these games. Now, Chris Paul is hurt, Clint Capella too. So they're not a great basketball team, and obviously his usage rate will increase. But last night it was fairly remarkable. Of the 115 points he has scored in 2 games, there have been 0 assists. He's basically not passing. It should be noted, Steph Curry could do this too when Kevin Durant's hurt, and he never does. James Harden is more of a day trader. Steph Curry is a financial planner. A day trader's number one concern is, what can I make in the next 24 hours? A financial planner, Steph Curry's worldview is, what is long-term viable and sustainable? James Harden is day trading. He's getting his. He'll win the MVP. He's setting scoring records. But the reality is, Steph Curry could do this when Draymond and KD are out, when Klay is out, and he doesn't. Because Steph Curry doesn't play look-at-me basketball, knows it's not sustainable, it doesn't involve teammates, and it actually can create resentment. And once you fall into these scoring streaks, it's hard to break the habit. Chris Paul comes back in Capella. Harden is in this torrid scoring tunnel. It's going to hard to break this habit. He's convincing himself he can drop 50 points a night. Steph Curry could do this, but he's not a day trader. He never has been. There's a lot of guys in this league. Kevin Durant could score 45 a night, even when Curry's out. Doesn't make a point of shooting 36 times. Again, some guys are day traders. What can I get tonight? Some guys are financial planners. I don't like this. 115 points with no assists. It's ISO ball. I think it sends a bad message. Win or lose, I would still involve teammates. Greg Cosell next.